I embarked on a journey to move the SS Anna from the bleak beach to the withered wastelands. If you think it was easy, you'd be wrong, so follow me to see how it went. Hello everyone, I'm Holo, and last week I decided to start the project for a new Pokemon gym. Indeed, I needed one for my swampy village, and I thought that it could have been the perfect opportunity to finally bring on my idea for the poison type gym build. You see, I've always had this idea in mind to take a cruise ship and turn it into an environment killer. And this is how my idea for the poison type gym started. I wanted my gym leader to be Swallowed because I think it's a very interesting Pokemon that deserves a bit more love, and this is why I put it in a cruise ship that is polluting a whole area so that he can be hated by everyone around. Also, since Swallowed is a walking stomach, I thought it could have been a nice idea to make the ship a big floating restaurant. Now we have an idea for what to do, and it's finally time to gather the materials. Sadly, I didn't get the recipe for the iron plating blocks, and after searching for days in the PC shop, I simply decided to go for the hardest way. Destroying the SS Anna! It almost killed my sanity, and since I think this is what you wanna see, here's a collection of all the times I fell trying to destroy these blocks. It took me a whole day of unpaid work, but after hours over hours of punching the ground, the SS Anna is finally down. I already know I'll regret this in the future. By the way, now that we have the required materials, the cruise ship of Clearwater's Nightmare is ready to be born. I didn't really have any size in mind for the construction, so I went for what my art inspiration was at the moment, and after doing the shape and the walls, I decided to color the front part a bit, and since I liked it, I chose to add a few more patterns to the walls. It was difficult to decide what actual pattern to apply, but lastly, I was confident with these wavy lines. I added the windows to the spaces where they had to be, and lastly I added a few handrails for Swallow and Gulpin to hold on tight with their undersized little arms. With this, the exteriors of the ship are finally done and we can move forward towards the interiors. I wanted to decide right away what the stair system was and where to place the elevators, and here I had a bit of too many problems, but I must confess it was totally my fault since it's my first time using elevators in this game. I know, please move on. Of course, the whole point of the build must be the fact that it's polluting the whole area, otherwise it wouldn't be a poison type gym, and this is why I thought about adding some dirty water coming out of the sides of the ship. And actually, I really like how it went. Now, fun fact, I wasn't really sure on what rooms would I need for the cruise ship, since I've never been in one. But I was sure that some rooms for the guests were mandatory, same for the restrooms, the control room and the restaurant, but I still had plenty of rooms to fill, so I decided to add also 2 storage rooms for the ship's equipment and electricity, a sort of office where Pokemon can go and claim problem that no one will ever solve, a mud bath, and a room for the boss. Once I was done putting down every piece of furniture, I wanted to immediately go for a bit of light, and for this particular build I decided it was best to try out the squares wall light, and I actually like it even though the light is soft and feeble, but I think it sets up the vibes pretty good. Now it's finally time to open the doors to the 2 inhabitants of the ship, and finally we're freaking done. Now I cannot really say how much time and energies this build took, but I feel pretty fulfilled and happy about how it turned out, so I'm really happy to do a quick tour through the rooms. But before we go, I would really much appreciate if you could show me support by clicking the like button and the subscribe button, since I'm really happy to be able to show you my creation and share my experience with the game, and I would love to keep doing it. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. So as you can see, I also built this very simple bridge that heads to the entrance so that the Pokemon can easily do in and out of the ship, and once we cross it we immediately face the main hall with the stair system, the restrooms, and on the right we have this very chic living room by the window where Pokemon can go and have a fun quick chat together. Now I find it really cozy. I love how this went. It's nothing really difficult, but it shows. In front we have the two restrooms, both having a sink, a towel, a bathtub, and I also wanted to add the toilet, but I think there's none in the game, so I know I could add a wooden arch to function as a toilet, but I simply forgot about its existence, so let's just keep things as they are. Getting out directly by the side, we have my favorite room, which is the control room. From here we operate the whole ship, and I think that the monitor works really well with these vintage photos. It almost looks like we are checking the ship's cameras, and I must say, it's really fun to turn the wheel. We also added this gamer's chair, because I think it fits the vibe, and I think that the mat underneath, it matches perfectly with the vintage photos. Okay, out of it we face the stairs and we could go up, but I'd rather show you the back first. So as you see, I did this very cozy bath of mud, and I really love how this turned out. Your Pokemon can relax or have fun in the mud, and for them I have done a deeper pool and one that we can actually enjoy without risk of drowning. And also I added these shower heads that we can turn on to make this room a bit more alive. Now from here we can get down the stair, and I have to say this, it turned out a bit messy. I know the stairs could have been better, but I didn't find any other solution, so let's pretend it's okay. Anyway, down the stairs we have two storage rooms directly under the steps. Here is where all the electricity is produced, and I also added a spacesuit as it was a diver suit. I really like this. Now we have a second storage, but it's practically identical to the first one, so nothing too special to comment. By the other side of this floor we have two guest rooms. Now getting in, it's well assembled, and I like the idea of adding windows that could show the water flow, and I think it just vibes perfectly. Also we have a sink, a room service, and the bed set. And the other room is once again just the same, except for the singular bed I placed that could be appreciated by a family of 3. So let's just leave this room aside and keep on with the tour. Following the corridor, we arrive at the bureaucracy office, and I really love how this went. I wasn't actually really sure about what to fill this room with, and I'm really happy I chose this kind of office. As you can see, the vibe is very formal, it's very plain, so nothing really cool going on. Pokemon can just go here, complain about things, and no one is ever gonna listen. Now getting out of the office, as you can see, I also added a few vending machines since I didn't really had enough of them in the overworld, and I thought this could have been the perfect location for my drink farm, since I love to make my builds not only acceptable but also functioning. Up to the second floor we have the cafeteria, and this may actually be the most beautiful area of the whole ship. I went for the red and purple colors because I think it works perfectly with the theme. Also, this area faces outside, so once you grab a matcha you can go enjoy the sea breeze and the stinky dirty mud coming out of the ship you're in. Okay, no, that's actually gross. On the back, I placed 2 deck chairs for Pokemon to enjoy sun, and I also find it funny that Kyogre came all of the way here to stare at this. And I actually get it, I wouldn't be too happy either if a ship was polluting my home, so sorry, Paul. By the way, the other side of the dock offers 2 cash registers for Pokemon to go and have a job, so that they can pay their bills with 1,000 blocks of sand I'll give them. I know I'm the worst. And it's still empty because I have no idea on what Pokemon to bring here. Also, crossing over, we have finally the gym arena for a good Pokemon battle. Also, I've placed 2 tables and a hammock so that the Pokemon can enjoy the fight while relaxing. And finally, up the stairs, we have the boss room. Here I wanted to be elegant and classic, and I think I succeeded. I love the window walls, and the Porygon shelf grants a great touch of color to the room. Okay everyone, we arrived to the end of this video. I hope you find it funny and interesting, and sincerely, I still don't know what Pokemon to move to this ship. So if you have any idea, let me know in the comment, I'd much appreciate it. So, hope to see you in the next, and until then, keep reading, and bye bye!